we're going to demonstrate how you evaluate and adjust a total contact orthotic. The first part of the procedure is to take the orthotic and to place it on a counter. You want to see if the orthotic is unstable. The way to check for that is to take your thumb and put it in the center of the heel and your index finger at the very end of the plastic shell, approximately 1 inch from the outside, right behind where the fourth metatarsal head is. You're going to take the orthotic and using your other hand, you're going to tap on an area right behind where the big toe is at the end of the plastic. If the orthotic is stable, it will make a thumping noise, like a ripe melon. To demonstrate to somebody, to check to see that the orthotic is unstable, all you do is you take your hand and move it more laterally. This will allow the orthotic to rock when you tap it. The goal is to make the orthotic return to its original shape and make it stable. What you're going to do is you're going to take the orthotic and you're going to turn it over. And using a relatively inexpensive heat gun, a paint stripper, you're going to heat the orthotic from the proximal medial edge of the heel to an area that's similar to where the fourth metatarsal base would be, to an area right behind the sesamoids. For all intents and purposes, you're going to be heating up the orthotic through the arc of the arch. When you do this procedure, you want to keep the heat gun directly on the plastic, being very careful not to allow the heat to go over the top because it will shrink the top cover. All of the airflow needs to move like this. When you do this procedure, you're going to turn the heat gun so that it is very close to being perpendicular to the shell, being mindful that you want all the air to move in this direction. You're going to turn on the heat gun until it becomes red, and then moving this from here to here, you're going to go back and forth in a slow and deliberate fashion with the heat gun directly against the orthotic. From the medial portion of the heel to the base of the fourth metatarsal to the area behind the sesamoids. This procedure takes approximately 30 to 45 seconds depending upon the thickness of the shell. Most shells are 4 millimeters in thickness. For heavier people or people with a significant degree of instability, the shell will be a 5 millimeter thickness and it takes a little bit longer to heat up. Notice that I keep this moving. You want to go all the way back to the inside, all the way over to the middle of the arch, and all the way up to the front. If you can feel the way the air is blowing, there is no need to wear an oven mitt because there is no hot air touching either of my hands. Once you have heated up the orthotic adequately, a large white halo will begin to form around the margins of where it is heated. The white halo is the zone of transition between where the plastic is hot and where it is not hot. If you heat it up too much, you will see that the plastic gets shiny and almost looks like it's wet. Once you have done this, you take the orthotic and you turn it upside down. And keeping the heat gun approximately an inch away from the top cover, being very careful not to shrink or burn the top cover, you move this in a quicker fashion as if you were spray painting. You do this for about 10, maybe 15 seconds. It's an attempt to heat the plastic through and through. Oftentimes, this is a brand new orthotic. Oftentimes, when doing this on a worn orthotic, the plastic will deform. This one is not deforming at all because it was already in the corrected position. A worn orthotic will change shape, and as it cools, you will actually be able to see the shell moving as it goes back into the position that it's supposed to be in. As the orthotic cools, the shell will come back down. You don't need to manipulate it, you don't need to hold it, you just need to set it on the counter. What you would do As that orthotic is cooling off, is you would take the other orthotic and go through the same procedure. Center of the heel, fourth metatarsal head, hear the tapping noise, turn it upside down, heat it from here to here to here. The part of the orthotic that goes underneath the arch is the part that you're going to heat. When you're done heating it up, you put it on the counter. Altogether, it takes approximately 10 minutes for the orthotic to go from being adjusted to being cooled. It is very important not to dispense the orthotic if the orthotic is in the least bit warm. When you take an orthotic that is at the right temperature will feel cold at room temperature. If you can feel any warmth to the orthotic at all, you should not dispense it back to the patient. This is an orthotic that has been deformed. Put your thumb in the center of the heel, your index finger about an inch from the edge of the plastic, at the end of the plastic. Tapping here, listen for the clicking noise. We call this the telegraph test because of the way it telegraphs. What I'm going to do is turn this upside down. I'm going to heat it up from here to here to here. This triangular area of the arc of the arch. This is an orthotic that has been worn and heated till the white halo forms. When you turn it upside down, notice how this orthotic is deformed. The patient deforms the orthotic with the strength of their instability. The orthotic undermines the instability with the stability of the orthotic. What I'm going to do is I'm going to heat this up for approximately 30 to 45 seconds, and then I'm going to turn it upside down and I'm going to heat up the entire area of the top part of the plastic for about 10 to 15 seconds, being very careful not to shrink or burn the top cover. As long as the air doesn't go to where my hand is, I'm fine. If you want to go faster, just get the heat gun closer. Once you've done this several times, you'll become familiar with the feel of the plastic to see just how thick it is and just how much you need to heat it up. You want to make sure you go all the way back to the corner and bring it forward. And as you start to get it hot enough, you can start to see that the plastic starts to change color. After about 5, 6, 7 seconds, there's the white halo forming. Notice that the halo is right over here. I didn't heat it up enough in the front. So all you have to do is spot treat it right in that area. The object is to keep the whole thing heated without heating it too much. See the white halo forming? There's no hurry. This plastic holds the heat very well. Take the orthotic, turn it upside down. Use this like a spray can. That's plenty. See the way the orthotic rocks more than it did before? What you'll be able to do is hold this, and oftentimes you can see a worn orthotic move as the memory of the plastic brings the arc of the arch back into the position that it was made in. It's that simple.